Good morning to all. I think Shikha did a very good job to keep us motivated for the day. I am so excited to be here and thankful to Microsoft and Economic Times for organizing this event. And there could not have been a better time than this to reimagine HR. I'm not a HR person, so disclaimer from my side that I may say a few things which the experts here may not agree. So I have the benefit of disclaimer first. I would like to start what Shikha talked about Friedman's book, The World is Flat. And Globalization 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. He says that Globalization 3.0 is about the power in the hands of individuals and how we can change the world with power being in the hand of individual. But we have seen some dramatic changes in last few years around us. Can we say that countries and governments do not have the power that they used to wield at the globalization 1.0? The answer is no. We now see that it's not about the government in our own country. It's what about Fed decides in US that changes the world around us. It's about one conflict at one part of the world and dramatically changes the fortunes of companies at the marketplace. It is also about how the plus one policy changes the supply chains for the businesses. Today, we are no more in control of the economic decisions that we make because our markets have changed, our customers have changed. But at the same time, the new workforce which is coming into the workplace, and we were seeing this prior to pandemic itself, they want a very different workplace. Whenever we think of HR, few terms come to our mind: workplace, work life, diversity, equity, inclusion, and management. Somehow, we all believe that the workplaces are at odds with individuals' life, and these need to be managed in a way that we can all contribute our individual self to do a productive work. The pandemic also brought some new dimensions to the workplace. Our lives got fused with the workplace itself. Very difficult to say today that is it your home, the workplace, or the workplace is your home. We see in the newspapers that now more and more executives are demanding the flexibility to work from wherever they are. The companies, the new age companies, no longer believe in having any workspace at all. That means the world is impacting the workplace is impacting our private space is impacting work. That calls for a very different dialogue among the people in this room. I'm so heartened to see the topics that are selected for today's conference. It starts with higher employee engagement productivity. It goes to reskilling employees for modern businesses. It talks about hybrid work culture giving rise to co-working spaces. Maximizing benefits and minimizing problems. Diversity and inclusion, how HR can promote an inclusive work environment. It is in this context what I talked just prior to this when I talked about the agenda here, that how the HR itself is going to be redefined. And that would mean that because the world is changing so fast in front of us, the stakeholders' expectations from us are changing very much. And our workplaces, our teams, our talent, they all have very different dimension. We are now talking about hybrid workplaces or digital workplaces. Some of the team members might be present in the office sometimes they might be working from the comforts of their home. You will be working with teams where some of the members will be joining virtually, some of the members will be at the workplace, and believe me, all of them are likely to have some sort of split attention at the same point of time, because this hybrid working situation that we bring in, we are not tuned for that, and that they will bring in their own challenges. Add to this that more and more people now want not to be employees. They believe that they have the talent which they want to contribute to the organizations where they feel that they can add the best value to. That means that now we are no more talking about teams of employees. We are talking about teams of individuals. They may be your employees. At point of time, they may be your employees. They may not be your employees. They might be coming to the workplaces. That brings in a very different dimension, team dynamics at the fore. We are now also seeing some new colleagues. I am reminded of I would like to narrate one small incident. In my previous organization, one day one of my finance controller came to me that, boss, who is this Aryan? This fellow has made my life difficult. I have to settle some of my personal bills, travel accounts, etc. This fellow keeps writing email to me every 3 days. I am finding for this person, I am not able to find. And I smiled at him and told him that he is your new colleague. He is an RPA bot. We introduced an RPA bot, and the first task that we gave to that new employee of ours was to get the employee's account settled. They are also busy and nobody has the time to settle their accounts. And this fellow knew no ranks. This fellow knew no hierarchy. And the CFO was aghast. And then one day we introduced this Aryan's mascot, and we had an event around that. I told my team that now you have the flexibility that you keep asking, I need more team members. I am now giving you, can have as many new team members, virtual team members as you want. And this fellow never goes for lunch. This fellow never goes for walk outside. And you can give all sort of dirty work to this new team member, and he will dutifully do for it. So this is a new reality, that soft bots are a new members in the teams. We are also talking about Industry 4.0. And Industry 4.0, very recently we had the 5G auctions, and I'm very sure that within few months you will start seeing the impact of 5G. It's a revolutionary technology, and at some other point we'll talk about it. Industry 4.0 is going to change the workplaces like never before. Now, the AI and ML is going to become part of every single work that we perform. That will call for a partnership with machines. And human-machine partnership is another dimension that is going to come to us. Now, so just look at the emerging scenario. You have your colleagues who may not be employees. You have the colleagues who may never come to your meeting rooms. You may have colleagues which are just algorithms. You may have colleagues which are just machines, but they do an important part of your task. And all this can be happening at the global arena. This is the new reality of the workplace that we are all talking about. That calls for HR to be redefined. And it's no more one department taking care of this. It's all about making every single person the HR manager of the company. And HR is no more about others. Typically, everybody says that HR always talks about others, never talks about itself. I have given disclaimer, so pardon me for that. So, the new HR manager has to manage his or her own uh, challenges or opportunities, but is also has to work. How do I make the team productive? And my teammates may be the people who I have never met. I have never gone for a drink with them. And those are my new team members. And how do I work productively with them? Every person has to become a manager for himself or herself, has to learn how to operate in a team of such diverse backgrounds, has to understand what are we here for to deliver as a common value. That is where the whole concept of reskilling comes into picture. The skills that we need for new world are very different from the skills that brought us here. All of you make JDs every day. And how do we make JDs? Structured. The person should be having this or that qualification, should have done X number of years in the service. Do we all believe that those JDs are going to work? Not at all. It's about now skills. It's all about skills, because domain knowledge can be acquired at any point of time. It's about the behaviors and preferences and skills that you bring to the workplace that are going to redefine the agility of a company. Because the world around has changed. Our customers have changed. 2 years ago, I used to think that we all are actually not one individual, we are four individuals together. Our physical self, our emotional self, our intellectual self, and our spiritual self. But now the forced confinement to our homes for a very long period have also brought out a new dimension, our digital self. So we all have our digital twins in our devices, and even my parents who were not so well conversant with this, they have now become so conversant with digital devices that our digital self has also become extremely important for all of us. This is the dimension that we are all dealing with. And we need a lot of new skills. The companies, the HR teams, the talent teams of the companies have now started reimagining the company itself, that what skills do we need to deal with the world that is unfolding in front of us. What team skills do we need? So a company will become a bundle of skills. Every team will need to have bundle of skills. Every individual will have to have a bundle of skills. And then you do a skill gap analysis and think of the strategy that how do I do this skill gap bridging. And that is where I believe that our way forward. At National Skill Development Corporation, many of you would not know the organization. We are a public-private partnership where government is the largest shareholder, but we are majority owned by private sector. So we work with governments and private sectors in the domain of skills. And reskilling and upskilling is the agenda that we have taken for ourselves. We also believe that we need to redefine how the jobs and workplaces are defined. And that's a skill gap analysis that we want to do with this. I'll be happy to work with you and share more ideas around this. But the emerging HR is all about skills. How do you reskill and upskill your teams? And what Shikha said, that can we make our new workplaces a happy place? That will be our success. If all of us go to our digital workplaces and hug ourselves and say, I'm happy. I will stop at this note and wish good luck to this conference, that very fruitful discussions will happen around this. Thank you so much.